Hello everybody and welcome back to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations walkthrough. It is time to begin the final trial section of Bridge to the Turnabout. The end is getting closer and closer and closer. And so, tests were done on the bloody dagger, which to be fair I'd completely forgot about as well. And so it was not the victims. Annoyingly, that doesn't mean that it's not Maya's, but then to be fair, we'd be able to tell if it wasn't Maya because, you know, you'd be able to see or ask her, were you stabbed at all? Do you have any stab marks, any blood loss? So it's clearly not her blood, which means that it's going to be the actual murderer. So, yeah, there's only one person left in this situation. And here we go. Oh, poor Maya. I just feel so sorry for her. And the judge is really getting use out of that booklet. It's really useful. And, like, so happy-go-lucky throughout the entire trilogy. So happy with her Fey lineage, even when it got her in trouble. And now, she's just traumatized.
Objection.
I mean, to be fair, you'd be too if you saw your mother get murdered right in front of your eyes. Well, I mean, you'd be even more traumatised knowing that your mother was channeling a woman who desperately wanted to kill you but then got stabbed and therefore died, so you saw your mother trying to kill you and then get killed. Would not be pleasant. Especially the mother you hadn't seen for 17 years. Like, that would be... Oh, that would just be utterly heartbreaking. You can see why Maya is just so utterly broken right now. And it's why this is it's just so sad. Oh, well, that's just distinctly unpleasant. So, you see, I believe that Maya does indeed know who it is, and she's covering because she said, "Help me." You wouldn't say, "Help me," to Dahlia Hawthorne, aka the woman who's trying to kill you. Therefore, she clearly saw somebody else there, and so she knows the identity of said murderer. And also, there's something else that's slightly the problem here. Pretty sure that the lantern was on, I feel. So she would have been able to see who her attacker was, I would have thought. But yes, go more into my last hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. And yeah, if someone's your only hope, then there'd be somebody else there who probably did the stabbing. Stabby, stab, stop stabbing. Well, she's just figured something out. And, we need to solve this crime. Like, we need to... Whoever killed Misty Faye needs to pay for that crime. And you do realise that lying on the stand is not good, Maya. You've seen how this ends. The truth is always going to come out. So, just tell us the truth, Doc. I know it's awful, and you clearly don't want to, but... yeah... Oh wait, so, the, stone lantern was not lit, it seems. Or... I don't bleeding know. But we at least know that he's a man. And that does lead us indeed to believe that Maya knows who the murderer is, so just come on, just say it, please. It would end this all so quickly, you wouldn't have to testify anymore, and then we'd be done. And we could go home and smile. But yeah, there is that kind of thing. I thought it was lit, but no. It was not, therefore... she would not have been able to see that the person behind her attacker was a man. Ergo, there must be another reason why she believes that he is indeed a man. Cafe au lait is obviously basically just a very milky coffee. Very milky. And to be fair, if I was ever going to have coffee, that would be how I would have it, because strong coffee. No. Don't know how people do espressos at all. Not many. You see, always been a tea person, me. And a relatively milky tea person as well, with sugar, because clearly I have no care for my health whatsoever. So, yeah. So yeah, come on Maya, wrap this up, although this is going to go on for quite a bit longer than you would probably think. Because we have another 2 parts after this, before everything is done once and for all. It's all going up this week, mind. Like, you're getting a super special Saturday part, which never happens. Because I'm just that nice. And also because, as I've said before, coming on to my 8th YouTube anniversary, I want to finish these things off in style, and I don't want to finish off a playthrough on a Monday. It doesn't feel right. Ergo, Saturday, that's the finale. Or if you're watching this in the future, then it's whatever day you're watching this on. But still... yes, Maya is really strongly trying to protect this murderer. Because it's clearly not her, and thankfully... yeah, but we know who this person was. It was Prosecutor Goddo. He's the only person that it could have been. And we're going to prove it with the magic of turning the lights off. Goddo's visor. And now that this is out in the open, really, everything should be becoming pretty clear. Because obviously Godot was over at the Inner Temple when we turned up, which I know he said that he hadn't been there all night, but very strongly suggested that it probably was him. There's also the fact of he's got a very major thing against Nick, but seems very keen on protecting Maya. And obviously he has a major thing about Mia. There's also the fact of he's very clearly Diego Armando, which we are going to eventually reveal to the world. So obviously Diego Armando also had a thing for coffee. Like a major thing for coffee. As does Godot here. Diego Armando died. Godot speaks about having died, and also, you know, they just sort of look similar. Like, they've got the same hairstyle, different colour, but still same hairstyle, same goatee. Same kind of suit, it's a different colour. So, yeah, it's kind of clearly Godot, and I do like that Godot being quite clearly the murderer sort of is a callback to the end of the first Ace Attorney, in that Manfred von Karma was the murderer. But I feel like this is set up much more effectively, because you've got the fact that the game sets up loads of stuff to do with Prosecutor Godot. The fact that he's an enigma, and you slowly but surely piece together the bits that lead to seeing him to be Diego Armando. And then there's bits and pieces that you see throughout this case that would ultimately lead you to being suspicious about him. Whereas with Manfred von Karma, you only see him in Turnabout Goodbyes. That's the only case that he appears in. And even though the whole DL6 thing is built up throughout the game, it's not major. And so Manfred von Karma kind of comes out of nowhere and then is just so clearly evil. It's kind of both so obvious and not obvious enough. Whereas Godot is clearly a man of justice. Like, he wants to see the truth come out, but also he just wants to stick it to Nick. So he's a rogue-ish prosecutor, shall we say, sort of in the same vein as Edgeworth, really. And I think that just works for the final culprit of the trilogy, because Godot ends up sitting in a very grey area, because he's not a bad man. He's not evil. But it's grey because clearly he has some revengeful tendencies, but also he was probably doing what he did to save Maya, and so yeah, it's murder for a good cause, if that makes any sense. And really, to be fair, it should, because it's that whole thing of, do you kill the few to save the many? Or do you kill the many just to save the few? And why you would do it. And Maya knows who the murderer is, and she's slowly but surely revealing it, even if she doesn't want to. yeah, the murderer did try to cover things up by scooping up all of that snow in that odd fashion. But you see that there's a slight problem here, and that is the stone lantern. He didn't clean it up. But then, here's the kicker. There's something about Godot that we already know. He can't see red on white. Ergo, he wouldn't have been able to see the red writing on the stone lantern. And he wouldn't have actually been able to see the blood in the snow. And so that would be why he would have had to clear up that entire area, because he just wouldn't know what was covered in blood. And this is what Nick is going to explain. Once again, it's generally very easy in the Ace Attorney franchise to get to the solution and to the point faster than the game does. I do wish that it sometimes just sped things up a little bit, but then I suppose it wouldn't be quite as epic or tense. So I suppose it just about gets away with it. Because, I mean, as I've said, already explains the reason. Because the reason he didn't leave it is because he didn't notice it, because he couldn't bloody see it. It's quite simple. Rudimentary, even, you might say. So, yeah. All coming back to you, Godot. You may hear this far too easy, you know, because just everything, literally everything, points to you. And this is why Tribulations ties everything together so well, because while Case 3 was obviously the low point of the game, not majorly low, but still low, that blood stain, well, the ketchup stain, was key, so important to what was going to come. And that's just something that none of the other games did. They didn't set up things like that. And we're getting closer and closer to an admission, but I don't think we're quite going to get a confession out of him just yet. But yeah, we have the truth now. We just need to, you know, majorly prove it. And here we go, the snow, as I mentioned before. A lot of snow to get rid of, like, far too much snow. If you just wanted to get rid of the bloody snow, you would have just, you know, done the area that had the blood on it. But I couldn't see the blood, and therefore had to, you know, clear a lot. I don't know why I didn't just, you know, do the whole yard. But I suppose trying to make it look like the lantern was on, and therefore, you know, burned it away. So, it's questionable. Yes, the twist has occurred once again. And, oh, Maya, don't do this to me. Really, don't do this to me, Duck.
Objection!
Oh, Maya. We know you're wrong. It clearly is Goddo, but we'll listen to the testimony. And then we will get to the whole truth.